Okay, sorry about that. The video cut out. Don't know why. So books and YouTube videos, including mine, including me, and things on forums that you might read and things, they are based on people's perceptions, people's perspectives, and people's personal beliefs. They are not any more or less valid than yours. There is a structure to Wicca, there is a structure to paganism, which people agree on. There are some of the deeper mysteries within books and things which are worth looking into, and if they resonate with you, then you pursue it. I find the study of paganism and Wicca in particular enlightening, and it helps. I mean, I love the practice. I love it. It gives me something. It helps me feel connected to the world. And the god and the goddess, and it makes sense to me. That's why I chose to follow it. And it's just, I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't follow the path laid out, and you can try and experiment with everything that you read until you know what you're doing is correct for you. What I'm saying is that people that write books aren't any better than anybody else. They just have maybe had quite a lot of experience, which is why that is worth reading. Just because you don't agree with them doesn't mean that you have to give up on paganism altogether. You can, read. I read for years and years and years, and I still read. But I read for years and years and years before I started practicing, so I had the most well-rounded knowledge of what I was doing, until I felt comfortable. And people were arsy with me, like, why haven't you're not really a pagan because you don't really practice, because you've been reading rather than practicing. And this is people trying to basically force me into stuff before I was ready. And the person who I'm talking about was a dark practitioner who believed in hurting people. And I said, no, I'm not ready. I'm going to keep reading. I'm going to read on all the different areas and different subjects and things that interest me until I've got an idea of how to structure what I believe and how to put what I believe into context of Wicca, witchcraft. And that's fine. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. It's fine. Absolutely fine. Okay, and the last bit. Maybe before you start reading, maybe after. Both. Both, actually, yeah. I'm a Virgo, so I like lists. And as much as I try to avoid being a Virgo, one of the commandments of the Witch's Creed, I will read you the Witch's Creed from Dorothy Morrison's book. Should have had this labelled so you don't have to put up with me humming my way through. This is the Creed. C-R-E-E-D. To know, to dare, to will, to keep silent. These are the 4 words of the Magus. In order to dare, we must know. In order to will, we must dare. We must will to possess empire. To reign, we must be silent. So the first decree of the Witch's Creed is to know. We must free our minds and clear them of useless clutter, garbage and worn-out notions. Only then can we accept the gifts of knowledge and truth, the gifts of the ancients that await us. So, know thyself is a really difficult thing, because, know thyself is to really know thyself, to not just to question, to look deeper. So, when you're starting out, this can seem like a daunting thing, so I suggest lists. What interests and appeals to me? What kind of magic? What animals am I drawn to? You could do this exercise. This is a nice little exercise. My name is Rowan, and I like crystals, and I like keep it positive. I like this, I like this, I love this, I feel drawn to this, this resonates with me. I feel strongest at X time. I like this season best. I like this holiday, which happens to be part of the pagan Wheel of the Year or whatever. Then go in depth. So, for example, with seasons, for example, why do you like that season? What about it draws you in? So, say your favourite season is winter. Not saying it is, I'm just example. My favourite season is this. I like the snow, I like the hail, I like the cold, I like the dark evenings, I like the associations of winter, I like polar bears, I like wolves, I like the moon and the night sky in winter, I like the idea of the earth sleeping, of hibernation, of being drawn within, of certain foods that are more precedent at that time of year. Whatever. Make a huge list. Discover things about yourself, and you can then take that list and go and find books and information online from those lists. So if, say, you're interested in Celtic mythology or Egyptian mythology or Greek mythology, and you feel drawn to those types, you can then search for books about them, and there are books out there which deal with specific deities for each, and you can go read it and see if that strikes a chord with you. Paganism is a big broad subject, and people often, when they begin, I know I did, felt very overwhelmed with information, and all you can do is find a focal point to start at, like with the lists, which is how I did it. It might not work for you, that's fair enough. It's just a way of structuring and organising the chaos, as far as I'm concerned, a simple way of doing that. So take that starting point where you have decided, this is for me, this is what I like, this is what I'm interested in, and go find books that may be appropriate and see if you can find reviews on them, forum recommendations, where people have been reading a long time, see what they think, what they feel about these books. It doesn't mean you're going to think or feel the same way about them, it's just a starting point to jump from, you know? And the whole time while you're doing it, question. Question is your strongest ally with this. You are allowed to say, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know whether I think this is right. I don't know if that path is right for me. I don't know if I feel right about this. Well, I don't know about this theory. It's alright. You're allowed, particularly in the solitary path, you're allowed, because it's yours. It belongs to you. It's your discovery of the world around you, of divinity around you, and yourself. So that's my quick, it's not quick, it's in 2 parts now, unfortunately, because of the video. Sorry about that, folks. But so that was about books and lists and the starting point. So I hope you enjoyed that, and that's it.